And you're existing inside of a system which is deliberately rigged to make the rich richer and for the poor to stay poor. The best thing to do is to understand the rules of the game and find a way to win.
So is it possible that Andrew Tate is doing a 2022 version of convincing people to believe in his worldview and worshiping him, then funneling them into a secret group to control them even more? Then once he has that control, well, we don't really know what he's gonna do.
Listen, everything you're saying, I'm gonna be 100. He's drawing some great lines and he's drawing some great points. And this is why I said we have to be aware of what you're kind of getting yourself into or what's happening. 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on another episode of Jesus Talks. Jesus Talks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on another episode. I am back, all right? It's been one day. I missed an upload. Yo, listen, I feel like shit. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all gotta literally roast me in the comments for even missing one day, bro, because it's unacceptable, bro. I can't be slacking like that, all right? And to all the people that are new, don't subscribe unless I actually bring you value that you can apply to your life. That's the only way you're allowed to subscribe, bro. I gotta earn that shit from you. All right. Anyways, today, there's a new Andrew Tate video that we're going to be reacting to. That's why I got the Andrew Tate shades on, all right? I got a new shirt from Zara, bro, all right? You want to light up your fits, bro? I never, ever go to Zara and not purchase something, bro, all right? So I got a few new fits. I'm going to keep it 100. All right, so today we're going to be reacting to Patrick CC, The Cult of Andrew Tate, The Dark Secrets of the War Room. So let's jump in.
You want devoted followers who leave their families for you, give their money to you, give their bodies to you, give up their lives for you, consider you God, and will kill you.
Is Andrew Tate starting a cult? In my previous video, I documented his whole life story.
Yo, let's be honest, bro. Andrew Tate definitely is starting some sort of cult or some sort of movement, some sort of red pill, escaping the matrix kind of movement, and we're all a part of it. We see all the facts is being spewed out, and we're like, yo, let's join up for the ride. Let's be honest, bro. Let's just keep it 100, and that's why we got to be careful. That's also a reason why I make these videos, because if we just go deep down the bunny hole without understanding why we're doing these things or how we can apply it to our lives, then we're gonna end up in like some sort of Holocaust or some shit, bro. So we got to be careful, bro. We got to tread lightly.
During that, I came across a clip that kind of shook me.
I think it's good for me to be able to say, look, I have 110,000 people who like me, who are my fans, for example, who would help me if I ever asked for it, not that I ever would, who agree with my worldviews, but they're being taken seriously because they also have financial means. If they're complete brokies, nobody gives a shit.
So isn't that what a cult is?
When you hear him say that, and then you realize he's openly supported other cult leaders like Joseph Kony.
And the reason I got this t-shirt made is because I have a lot of respect for Kony. Now, I know, okay, he's a warlord.
All right, I don't know who Kony is, but I guess we're going to find out. Listen, is this something to be concerned about? Listen, everything that has success, look at Elon Musk. He has a great cult following. Did he do it purposely? No, it kind of just happened, but he still has that power. He still has that influence, and that's something that we all have to be aware of. And this is why I say we have to tread lightly, all right? But, like, again, the way this guy makes all his videos, the way he edits them, I understand that it looks scary and it seems scary, but let's see where his mind is going.
Whatever. But Kony is a G.
And he has even praised the infamous German dictator.
Everything must happen instantly, quickly, fast, speed, attack. Hitler conquered Europe with blitzkrieg. You need to go quickly.
You see that I haven't even watched the video, bro, and it's funny because I brought the Holocaust shit up, bro, and it's like, he literally said that. But the truth is that a lot of the methods and tactics that were used, they do work. And in business, I think this is what he was referring to in the video. If I'm not mistaken, he was talking about like how businesses work. They need to be fast. They need to be speed. You need to be able to deliver quickly. Look at Amazon. Look at Netflix. Look at how fast they create things and they put them out. Look at how fast I'm grinding on my shit and putting it out, bro. Look at Sneeko. Look at all the creators that are blowing up right now. You have to hustle. You have to put everything out with speed, quickly. That's just something that you can use in your life. If you're in a business, if you're starting a business, what are your clients going to enjoy the most? How fast are you at getting them what they want, bro? All right. So, again, does this apply to cult following? Yeah, it all goes together. But what can you take from it? Again, Good businesses are fast. They're quick and precise.
Then you realize he now has over 130,000 people paying him every month, essentially for his advice. But above all else, he has a secret organization called the War Room, a network of members with varied expertise which allows them to exert influence globally. They congregate in real life, with the ultimate goal of achieving freedom in a world of slavery.
This slavery is just beginning. They're trying to reduce you to a QR code, and they are looking for people who blindly comply. This is why they make the...
You know what's crazy is that if you literally look around everywhere in the subway, like I'm from New York City, so in the subway, every poster board, every card, every postcard, everything has a QR code now. All right. And you have to be careful with the QR codes. I'm not going to lie, because you can get finessed, bro. If there's a hacker out there that wants to do you dirty, you can literally just click that link and he'll do you really dirty, bro. Your device will be a dormant sleeping device, all right? So be careful with the QR codes, but it's true. Our society, at least from what I've seen very much lately, is QR codes. Just going. It's good for business, all right? Should you be scared of it? Let's see.
mandates. The mandate is designed to purge the ranks of anybody who is not a slave.
This world of slavery is what he calls the Matrix, which kind of is just anyone who participates in the confines of today's society.
When I talk about the Matrix, I'm talking about the systems which have been created by society, which are deliberately designed to enslave. In this Matrix, we're used for our efforts and our energies. And you're existing inside of a system which is deliberately rigged to make the rich richer and for the poor to stay poor. The best thing to do is to understand the rules of the game and find a way to win.
So is it possible that Andrew Tate is doing a 2022 version of convincing people to believe in his worldview and worshiping him, then funneling them into a secret group to control them even more? Then once he has that control, well, we don't really know what he's gonna do.
Listen, everything you're saying, I'm gonna be 100. He's drawing some great lines and he's drawing some great points. And this is why I said we have to be aware of what you're kind of getting yourself into or what's happening. All right. You cannot be blindsided by it. You can't be scared by it. You have to understand it so that when there's something you disagree with, you can decide, hey, this is a part that I disagree with. I do not support this. Everything else he said, I support certain things he says. But I'm not going to blindly follow a man just because I supported all the other things he said. No, that is a very dangerous mentality. And that's the same mentality that caused a Holocaust. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest, bro.
Do next. But he is going to do something based on what he said here.
You're trying to keep up being like as viral as you are forever?
This is stage one of a 3-step plan. So I'm going to be viral for a little bit longer, then step 2 begins.
Stage 1. What are the other 2 stages? Yo, if anybody knows the other 2 stages, drop it down on the comments because I don't know.
The conquest is continuing.
I started doing research on cults, how they form, how they operate, how do members join, then research on cult leaders. How do they act? How do they recruit? How are they successful and unsuccessful? And before I give you this example, think about Andrew, the War Room Network, and how he thinks everyone is living in the Matrix.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's that kind of mentality that can really draw you in and keep you in. And there's nothing, maybe the Matrix thing might be taking it a little too far, but he needs to be extreme because that's what we're attracted to in the social media space. That's just what gets people talking. Let's be honest. But what I don't know, this guy always shows the worst aspects of cult followings. What about the positive things in cult followings? All right, because there's a lot of different kinds of cults, bro. A cult is not necessarily a bad thing, but it can easily become a bad thing.
Typically, cults start as religious groups, which slowly turn into something dark and sinister. For example, the People's Temple. Jim Jones was a Methodist preacher with
Bro, this dude is saying everything I said, bro. This is crazy.
Sizable congregation in Indianapolis. He began to perform faith healings. Many of his followers believed he had a supernatural gift. The church would be renamed to the People's Temple, and Jones warned his followers that he had received visions of a nuclear attack that would devastate Indianapolis. This led the church to relocating to Guyana and forming their own little town that we now know as Jonestown. In the beginning, everything seemed alright, just a group of people trying to make a community. Eventually, a U.S.
You see, and that's I guess the positivity right there, where it's like cult followings, you build a positive community, all right? Let's look up what... Oh, damn, I put define culture. Let's define cult. All right, let's see what cult means. A system of religious venerations, and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. So yeah, I guess he just stated that. So I just wanted to make sure we all know what cult is.
Congressman Leo Ryan led a fact-finding mission and went to Jonestown. While visiting, members of the People's Temple told Congressman Ryan they needed help and wanted to leave. Ryan quickly departed with 15 of those members. While boarding their plane, a truck of the cult members arrived at the airstrip and began shooting at the plane. Congressman Ryan and 4 others were killed that day. Later that same day, Jones, knowing that the US government would send the military to seize Jonestown, was quoted saying, "No way for us to die. We must die with some dignity." A drink mixture of Flavor Aid and cyanide was created and handed out to all members. Those who refused to drink were injected with cyanide via syringe against their will. In total, 909 inhabitants of Jonestown died that day.
You see, so that's where you got to be careful, bro. And that's what I'm saying is like, when you listen to Andrew Tate, listen, a lot of things he says so far we agree with. So far, they've all been relatively positively received amongst the male community. Let's be honest. Let's keep it real. All right. But there's a certain point, there's step 2 and step 3 that I just don't know about. And these are the things that we just have to be careful with. Because one thing about Andrew Tate is that he's quick to ostracize people if they don't follow him, which is very, very dangerous. Let's be honest. It's very, very dangerous. And Aiden Ross is just like eating up everything he says. Like, yo, I love him. I care about him. But is he going to make that decision of like standing his ground of like, no, this is wrong if the opportunity presented itself? That's where you just got to be careful. You got to be aware of shit like that.
Cults are structured like an onion. The outer layers consist of helpful, harmless, and agreeable information. As you get closer to the center, you find more unusual and evil ideals. Andrew started to gain traction by representing the ideals of right-wing conservatives on social media in a day and age where liberal ideals dominate the mainstream. In America, it's assumed the country is about 50% Republican and 50% Democrat, but most celebrities, companies, and mainstream media outlets identify as Democratic and liberal, so there is, theoretically, a huge part of the country that is being underrepresented. That's where Andrew steps in. People latch onto him and his ideas because he says the things that generally most Republicans or conservatives agree with.
Doesn't that show how...
See, and here's the thing is that there's nothing wrong with being a Republican. There's nothing wrong with being a conservative, all right? He's not spewing a lot of that political stuff now, but it is good to understand where he is coming from. And, like I said, I don't judge people for what they believe in. But, let's like I said, it's good to understand everything, acknowledge it all right?
Powerful the people behind all this shit are.
Yeah.
You got Trump who doesn't give a shit.
It's a big fight we have ahead of us.
And you've got the best soldier you could have as a president, and he's still struggling to get the wall built. He's still struggling. Still people, conservatives are being censored on social media.
This is the outer layer of the cult onion. The second layer of the onion would be more of his controversial takes that divide people. The things he says or does where even his own followers might disagree. To get to the more shady and evil layers, if there are any, you would probably have to join the war room. He's extremely vague with what the...
You see, that's why he says, if there are any, you know what I'm saying? Because it hasn't presented itself, and this guy's kind of like trying to assume he sees where everything is going. I see it a little bit as well, but it just hasn't shown itself entirely. It might be something that's really good and that's really great, That's the mystery.
War room really is.
The War Room is a private network. That's the most I can say. Kind of imagine the Freemasons of old.
What we do know is that the War Room is like the Freemasons, which some consider...
Kind of imagine Bro! Andrew Tate is really drawing... Bro, he's really going down this deep, dark circle. Like, even with the analogies he uses, that's crazy.
Be a cult. We know it's a secret organization. We know that members have to pay to be in it, as well as compete to prove their value to the organization. We know that people join because they fear being stuck in the Matrix, and the War Room will be able to protect them. We know they meet in real...
So it's kind of like they're playing on your fear to kind of like drive you in. Which you take that as you may, bro. You take that as you may.
Life. We only know 3 members of the War Room. Tristan Tate, this author, and this guy Iggy, who is the master of spells and shadows. According to his Twitter account, he is the greatest hypnotist the world has ever known. Every other member of the War Room, we can assume...
Bro, that is sus! Yo, Patrick CC, I'm gonna give it to you, bro. That is sus, bro. That is sus. They're not hiding that, but that is sus. To be in a room where you spend 5K in with a hypnotist. Oh, that's sus.
Is just looked at as a number based on this video. So I want you to consider all of that while watching this video.
This story begins with a piece of
Like, damn, bro. I mean, like I said, he's making really great claims for this guy, bro, because I mean, nobody knows what goes on in Andrew Tate's war room, and if you do, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna tell everybody else. And yeah, I haven't done that much research into it. I've seen that through the shadows of spells, and I'm like, what the hell is that? That's weird. And that's why I really wouldn't join it, bro. I wouldn't spend 5K. I'd rather just create my own.
Don't you want to become a cult leader? Since the death of God...
I think most people would like to be known as a cult leader to a certain extent. Like, they like to be known as that, like, figure. But you don't really want all the dark, evil parts of it.
And a vacancy open. You fill that void. Here's how. Establish front groups.
We're a Bible study group.
We're a management course. We're a meditation center.
Hustlers University.
Promise to fulfill their dreams.
We have the secrets.
You see how he just sneaks that in, that message with the Hustlers University? He just sneaks that edit in just to prove his point. It's a little forced, bro. It's a little forced. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a good point.
Self-improvement. Join our elite mission.
You cannot stop me. I'm that guy. You need my help. You have two choices. You either sell your soul to Tate and say, I accept Tate is all-knowing. I will listen to you inside of Hustlers University. Please save me.
Offer them something free and get them to feel obliged to give you something in return.
And welcome to the Hustlers University 2.0 webinar. Free presentation.
Gradually, over time, you'll begin to shape the recruit's behavior by granting or withholding this love and attention. After they've bonded, slowly start making your demands upon them. The message being,
Nothing in this world has value unless it relates to the leader.
If you have less money than me, even by a single cent, you're a fucking brokey, a wagey, a peon, a peasant, a nobody.
control their behavior.
Come live with us.
Wear these clothes.
Eat this food.
You see, I guess that's the part where you can take the information, you can take the controversy, you can understand all those things, you can understand the reasoning behind it. But it's like, when it comes to actual things that you're applying to your life, that's where you have to be really careful. You have to be very critical, bro. Don't listen solely to Andrew Tate. Listen to yourself. Understand, hey, this feels sus for a reason. All right, why does it feel sus? Learn to explain it to yourself. Is this actually working in my life? If it's not, then that's the part where you can in a healthy way, disagree with that, bro. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you have to listen to everything Andrew Tate says or you're not a part of this group anymore. Bye. You want to be a bitch? You want to be treated like his bitches? No. So think for yourself.
Why drink Coke? Why the f would you spend £3 on a Coke when you could have an orange juice, a coffee, and a water?
One of the most important ways to discover someone's a dickhead or not is if they wear a smartwatch.
But male haircuts are probably the epitome, the top of the mountain. It's like pointless shit men do. I want to be like him. Let me ask you a question. Do you eat salt and pepper? Or do you only eat salt?
Prescribe a rigid schedule.
You don't have fire blood. You don't wake up to go piss at 3:32 a.m. and go, I'm not going back to sleep because I want to make some fucking money. So you're all lazy.
Control their thoughts.
Our ideology answers all questions to all problems.
If I talk about something, I know exactly what I'm talking about all of the time. There are still idiots out there who go, I don't know if I can trust this.
Control their emotions. Induce guilt.
And here I am showing you how war room members live their lives. And you're not thinking, I need to get in that room. I don't know what you're thinking. You're probably not thinking at all. And instead, you're going to sit at home.
You see, he does that a lot where he shames you. He makes you feel guilty. And you know who also does that, bro? Women that want to divorce their husbands, bro. Those women do that, bro. They shame and they use guilt. And you know where I learned that? You know who I learned that from? Kevin Samuels, all right? So be wary of the toxic behaviors that others are imposing on you, all right? Be wary of it. Don't be ignorant. Dumbass.
Make some excuse for why you're not in the war room, why you're not part of our network.
And fear.
I think you need to be sitting here panicking at the fact that you don't have enough money. You need to be concerned and worried and sad, and you need to do something about it today.
Control information. Keep them from knowing all the workings of the cult.
War Room is a private network. That's the most I can say. Kind of imagine the Freemasons of old. The War Room is the most powerful network on the face of the planet today.
Tell them that there is a part of their mind they must eliminate in order to find happiness.
No one cares about how depressed you are. No one gives a shit. You motherfuckers who aren't happy need to learn to be grateful.
Claim authority. It can come from a...
You see, a lot of the things that they say they're just true. They're just true. It's like, you know, like I said, there's nothing bad with all these things. It's just the way the music is, do 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 do, and then the way he's just cutting everything in, like, oh, this is all bad. This is all leading towards something bad. But it's like, so far I haven't seen anything bad, bro. All those things are positive reinforcement. That's the way I see it.
Divine source?
Not only am I very special man, I am actually fulfilled with divine purpose. I'm one of God's favorites.
Bogus scientific research or special knowledge.
I've analyzed the entire earth and realized all of the world's problems. I'm about to tell you the root cause of every single problem in the world.
All right, bro. You see, all right. W for the bogus scientific shit, all right? Because we all know Andrew Tate goes off personal experience. He doesn't really go off scientific evidence, all right? He goes off what he experiences in his day-to-day life, all right? And I agree that most people should do that, but don't completely blatantly ignore scientific research either, bro.
Make up stories about yourself to boost your importance.
I say with 1,000% confidence, I don't know any other motherfucker alive who could have done what I did yesterday.
Encourage separation from their family.
With a bunch of other insignificant losers. Think about it. Your dad's a fucking bitch, mom's stupid, sister, brother, whoever. Losers. Your aunt, that favorite aunt, dumb as fuck. If they die, nobody would care.
Have confessionals where people demonize their early lives and only praise their life in the group.
So I felt very alone, particularly before I joined the War Room. I always say time and blood. I want to know.
See, and here's the thing, bros. I like Jay Waller. I was actually gonna do some of his videos. We might still do those as well. But bro, there's just something that's a little weird or off about this War Room because they don't want to tell you, and it's sus, bro. So we got to be careful.
Oh, do our souls align? I need to find people that believe things that I believe, that want the same things that I want. You need to find a group of people that can support you inside a tribe that's strong enough to have your back all the way around. And that is the number one reason you should make the investment to join the War Room.
But you see, all right. Take everything he said minus the War Room. It's like, that's how you build an efficient network. That's how you that's how you build an efficient business, and that's how you build success. All right, you have to surround yourself with other people that are like-minded, that are doing the best. Look at Netflix. Netflix will literally fire you and give you a great severance package if you are average. All right, they only want the best, the people that think like athletes and are always trying to improve and get people addicted to Netflix. So you can call that a cult yourself, right? So, you know, Patrick CC is just, but at the end of the day, you know, Patrick CC is making good points because Netflix is not trying to completely, in a certain aspect, brainwash you or manipulate every single aspect of your life, your relationship, your family, your money, the way you think about yourself, your past history, all those things. Netflix doesn't do that. It's a business. It's trying to get you to watch it. That's it. I mean, you're drawing great points, Patrick CC. I don't know. It's pretty hard.
But don't be stupid about it. Start slowly. A good con man takes a little bit of truth and a lot of lies and pulls the wool over the eyes of the ignorant.
This is stage one of a 3-step plan. So I'm going to be viral for a little bit longer, then step 2 begins. The conquest is continuing.
Ready to start eating?
Yeah, you know, that's a great video by Patrick CC. I'm going to give it to him, bro, because the other one was very forced. This one is a little bit forced, but we're understanding, you know, how he's connecting these dots together. And like I said, I think that a lot of the things that Andrew Tate does, it's great driver for business. It's a great way to bring people together. It's also a great way in which you can kind of change your lifestyle. But, you know, we just have to keep an open mind about at what point do we draw the line and we're like, yo, I'm not on board with this. I can't apply this to my life. All right. And that's why I'm here. That's what I exist for, bro. All right, to sit here and raise these questions as best as I can. All right, yo, if y'all feeling the Zara shirt, all right, leave a W in the comment if y'all like this. You know, leave a thumbs up. And anyways, thank you for joining me on this episode of Jesus. Peace out.